people are hungry of God.
Yeah, they are.
They want God, but they want the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady been a Christian and involved in the church, doing so much work in the church, but didn't even know how to pray. She said, I read the Bible, I don't understand. Help me out. Please mentor me. I said, okay, let's start here. What do you aspire to do? I want to pray over the sick. I said, jump to something that you're not aware. I said, and you worked on yourself, to work on the fruits of the Spirit. Have you developed the fruits of the Spirit yet? She said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Well, okay. I said, okay, then we have some place to start it then. Before you start reading the Bible, I said, what are the prayers to use before you read the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know nothing. I said, okay, let's go to the Bible. I took her to Ephesians 1.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look at this. I said, read it. You read it to me. I said, what does it say there now? Wherever the Bible says, you put me in there.
Exactly.
And then she said, oh, okay, I'll do it. I said, no, you're going to do it right now. I said, you're going to show to me that you understand.
Right.
That you're going to do right now. When she did, she said, I never heard these things before. I said, then we're going to go to Galatians and read about it, that the fruits of the flesh, this is what happens if you still, we all have the fruits of the flesh when we come to the Lord. But now, we have to let go of those fruits of the flesh that destroy us. Sin, it's an enemy. It's not a friend. Envy, jealousy, depression, these are enemies. They're not friends. Now let's go. And what you going to say? How do you mouth, I said. What are you going to say? I said, it's your job to develop the fruits of the Spirit. It's God's job then to bless you with the gifts of the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She says, how come nobody tells us these things? I said, well, you said you want to be my disciple. I have to start somewhere.
Right.
Too many people don't know nothing then. They're intelligent.
Right.
They know more than me, but professional people. They know way more than me. But they don't know what they're supposed to know. This world, it's above the natural. Right? It's above all the schools we could have went. I'm not against school. I wish I was more educated. But this is above education.